Hello, everyone. Welcome to Authenticity the Hard Way. I am your host, Asha Zalika. And whatever time of the day it is for you, I hope that it is great. I hope that you're having an amazing day, amazing evening, amazing morning. And if it's not so amazing and you're just having one of those days, I hope that you have great expectation and high hopes for your life. You may not see it right now in this moment, but if you hold on to that expectation, it will come. And I guess that is the topic of this podcast. I don't have a topic in mind. I just know that it's time to speak because I am in a different place, literally and figuratively. So it has been a couple of months since my last podcast, and things have happened dramatically and amazingly. So right now I am sitting, actually I am sinking. That's funny. I'm sinking on my air mattress that has a leak in it somewhere. I haven't found it, but it's leaking, so I am sinking. But I am sitting in the middle of my bedroom in my apartment. And there's nothing in here. It's me, my air mattress. Over in the corner, I have a huge suitcase that has all my journals and books in it. To my right, I have a small side table that we got from Family Dollar. Shout out to Family Dollar. With my candle lit and other journals and books that I'm working, journals that I'm writing in, and I have my laptop. And over in my left, I have my yoga mat, my weight belt, my bar pad, and my tripod. And in the closet, I have two more suitcases. My daughter and I, have been in our new home for 12 days now. We moved in on October 2nd. And this, guys, is a major breakthrough. And I'm going to try not to cry, but hey, this is all about experiences, and this podcast is all about me being real and authentic. So if I cry, please either cry with me or know that these tears are tears worth crying. Me and my children, we have been homeless for 7 years. I lost my apartment that I had in 2017, and that started our bouncing around from place to place. My older children have been making their way as best they could, and then I had my little boy with me, and he and I have literally been all over the place. Shelters, transitional living programs, other people's homes, motels. As a matter of fact, when I started this podcast, he and I were living in Motel 6. And it was a choice, a decision that I made. And you can go back to the first episodes and hear all about that. But through the years, these 7 years, it has been horrific, hard. And my daughter was living intense and in vehicles, and she is now 35 weeks pregnant. And these last 3 months, she was in a motel. She found out she was pregnant in jail in March, I believe, or April, which was a major, major turning point for her. And I'm sharing this about her because authenticity, the hard way, is about, like I said, it's about experiences, and it's about us experiencing our way to our authentic selves. And my daughter is in that pivotal place. Once she found out she was pregnant, that broke all of the generational stuff that was upon her. It broke her out of that, and now she is now evolving at a rapid rate into her authentic self. And I am so grateful to God for this. And I'm so grateful for being able, for having positioned myself unknowingly in the place where I can be with her now. Wow, it's a lot. But as she was evolving within, these last few months have been outrageous. As she was evolving into mommyhood, into finally being able to be a mommy. She's been wanting to conceive for a while and has not been able to, but all things have a time and a place, right? And this is her time. But she's in a motel room, and during the summer, June, July, August, September, I have been piecing together everything I had, and my sons and everyone just trying to keep her in this motel room. And every day we would wake up with the burden, and I'm 40 miles away from her, trying to figure out just how to keep her house, she was actually sleeping in a truck, sitting outside the motel waiting for money to come through. It's been horrible, to say the least. But through it all, we kept saying, we're going to get something. And it has been my intention to get a home. That has been my intention since I fled Tennessee and came back to California in 2022. To break the hold of poverty and the hold of homelessness that's been over me and my children, that has been the forefront of my mind. And I just kept setting the intention that I had to. And it happened. We are now, me and my daughter are now in our own home, apartment. My little boy is still, we made the decision for him to stay with my older son. I was not going to change him. We're in a different city. And I was not going to uproot him from another school. My son is in 7th grade, and he has not been in one school for a whole year since he started school. That's how much we have bounced around. And so in August, when school started, I told him, I will not move you. I will do what I have to do, but you get to have a home school, the school where you can go to and feel safe, that you will not have to leave. And the way it turned out is that my job is 40 miles away, which is where my daughter is. And so God just worked it out to where we got this apartment, and my little boy and my older son can have the relationship that they have been wanting to have for 7 years. And for me, I have not had my own space since I was 19 years old, and I'm 51 now. I have not had anything that I could truly call my own since then, since I was 19 years old. And so I'm sitting here staring at these bare white walls and this all of my belongings that fit almost in a corner, happy, free. And I don't have words to describe this except to say that I have arrived. I have manifested. I have experienced my way into the manifestation of a home. And unless you have been homeless, unless you have had everything stripped away from you and you have fought day in and day out to hold on to your sanity, and not so much for yourself, but for those that need you, you can't understand where I am right now. This is what it's all about. As I sit here sinking, y'all, I can hear the air seeping out of this mattress. And I'm happy about it because it's my broke mattress, my holy air mattress in my room. But I have reached this season's highest version of this woman. I have been breaking down since October for a year. Oh my God, it's a year. Now it's a year that this is amazing. That I came up with when I was given the idea for the podcast. And here I am a year later. When I got the idea for a podcast, I was in the hotel starting over, laying a new foundation for myself. And a year later, here I am, having manifested what I wanted then. A home. I'm here. I am aware. I am awake. I am conscious, and I am present. This year has been all about breaking down all of the core beliefs and old paradigms that kept me bound and stationary in my past. And I have experienced my way here. And I tell you, when I recognized and realized that my life was breaking down. And breaking down, I don't mean like I was going crazy breaking down, but I mean that everything was crumbling and it was good. When I realized this was in August, mid-August, my partner went back home, Skip, went back home to Oklahoma. And I mourned him leaving, but we have a good relationship. And I was sitting on the bed in someone else's home, someone else's bed actually, and exhausted. And when I say exhausted, I don't mean just physically, but mentally and emotionally exhausted. It was a whirlwind relationship and a transformative relationship when I met Skip, and the light and the refreshing and the mirror that he held up for me of myself, and his encouragement and just his presence in my life was amazing. It was 6 weeks of total, gosh, I don't even know how to describe it. It was the threshold, I guess you could say. He carried me to the threshold of my authentic self. And when he left me with me, my true self. And in August, I sat on the bed and I stared into space. I was just sitting there. And the thought came to me, I need to stop trying to compete. I need to put my desire to get back on stage. I need to take it off my plate. Now, if you know me or listen to the podcast, I have been a bodybuilder since I was 13 years old. And my goal has always been to become a professional and actually compete for the Miss Olympia. And that goal has held me together for 36, 37, 30 some years. That one goal, people, friends, you have to understand that one goal was my saving grace and my lifeline. Through all of the abuse, the addictions, the homelessness, the poverty, not having anything, I always had enough for a gym membership. And if I didn't, God always had me in a place where a park or a school or somewhere where I could go and work out. All these years that has been my stability. But in being my stability, it was also wearing me out because I am an Aries and I train hard. I do everything hard. I mean, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be done. And I won't stop. I don't have sense enough to stop. But as I sat on the bed, I made up my mind that I was not going to focus on getting back on stage until I had a home, period. And however long that took would mean however long I would not be trying to compete. Oh my God. I cannot begin to tell you the mourning and grief that overcame me in that moment was the same grief and pain that I felt when my son died at my feet. It felt like a part of me had died. And in actuality, it had. That woman that was holding on to that out of desperation, holding on to that goal out of desperation and a need, that was my security. And I let it go. All day, I was in mourning. I laid in the bed. I cried. I couldn't eat. I told my daughter, it's like, I got to let it go and it's hurting me. And she said, Mom, it's not forever. You just, when you get a home and you're more stable, you can do it, but it's not forever. And after going through that, the heavy emotion of that and all of that clearing, I felt like a new woman. So something good, something like that, a goal is good for us. Goals are good for us to have. But however, when they can also keep us bound and stuck in our past. I've been training the same way and looking at that part of my life the same way for over 30 years. And I couldn't move past that until I let it go. And the moment that I let it go, I felt myself rise into a new place. The burden of having to train, the burden of having to eat right. It's a long, long time. And it was outdated. So we cannot, what am I saying? We cannot rise into our authentic self if we are holding on to things that are outdated. That goal, that desire became luggage that I was lugging around and holding on to because that's where my identity was. And the moment that I let it go, and let it go meaning that it's not on my plate, it's still on the table though, but it's not on my plate. The minute I let that go, a liberation washed over me and a peace of mind came that I needed to have as this woman now, the 13-year-old girl, was released. And that broke off me, literally. And a month and a half later, I got a home. I was able to manifest what I truly wanted and needed, but I couldn't manifest it as that other woman. I hope this is making sense, guys, because it's playing out in my mind's eye right now as I'm speaking this to you. But that was the ultimate break that I needed within myself. The tearing down of an old way of life. So what I see is there's a picture that I saw on Instagram years ago, and it's probably still circulating, but it's a little girl that has this big raggedy teddy bear, eyes falling off and arm busted out, and you know what I'm saying, and she's holding on to it for dear life. This is her teddy bear. She's had it. It's grown up with her. And Jesus is standing in front of her with a bigger, brand new teddy bear. And all he wants her to do is let go of the old one so that she could receive the new one. And that's exactly where I was. Had a death grip on my own old life, old way of thinking about myself, even an old image and view of myself, holding on to it as a survival mechanism, when God is standing before me saying, I have so much greater for you. There is so much greater within you. You are so much greater than that you are holding on to. And if you let it go, I can give you this greater and you can become that greater. But you got to let it go. And the moment I let it go, I stepped into the higher version of myself. Man. And then experiences happen. What do I want to say? My life, things started to align. I could literally see things starting to align. I could feel them starting to align. But after I did that, out of desperation, I applied for a job at an optometry office, an eye care office, because I needed money. Now, I had a job, But like I said, it's 40 miles away. I have job security, but it's 40 miles away. And I was there in that city living fearful of not having an income. So I went out and I got a job. And literally, I sent an email to the job where to the place where I'd gone and had my eyes examined a month before, and saw that they were short-staffed. And I said to myself, I'm going to work here. So I sent the doctor of the place an email, and I said, I'd like to work for you. She called me the next day, and I started working the day after that. Boom, manifested a job. However, it was not what I was supposed to do. It was not what I was supposed to have, because I was acting out of desperation and fear. And what happened? I worked a total of 6 days. I was berated and belittled by this doctor. I was expected to perform the eye care pre-exams and answer phones and do paperwork and do all these things, and not having any background in this field. Immediately, I was supposed to be efficient immediately. On the 6th day, the eye doctor sat in front of me and talked to me horribly. She had me crying in her office 15 minutes before the clients started coming in to be seen. So in that situation, the only way that I can explain that, and it's what God gave me afterwards, the same way that God provoked Saul to chase David in the Bible, the same way he provoked Pharaoh to not release the children of Israel, to chase them. God provoked that woman to behave that way, to cause me to leave, because I was not supposed to be there. The moment I made up my mind that I was not returning, we got the opportunity for this apartment. And we moved in a month later. Experiences. I experienced my way through this. But I honestly can say that had I not made the decision to let go of trying to compete and looking at my life from a standpoint of what I really wanted, totally, completely intent on finding a home, a place that is ours. My children now have a place to call their own. Well, the plan is we have an apartment now, we're going to get a house, and then we'll get land. So this has always been my goal. But this manifestation has taken place because I chose to elevate myself. I chose to focus on what I truly want instead of holding on to something that had just become me, but was outdated and was actually standing in the way. I'm still training, I'm still working out, but I'm working out now from the mindset of I want to be healthy. And when I get to the point without the burden, it's like training for competition, the diet, the cardio, everything, it is a full-time job. And it's one that needs to be done with all your ducks in a row. And my ducks have never been in a row. I'm lining them up now. But had I not chosen to let that go, I would not be here now. I have a home. And I tell you, the first day when we moved in, I was so disoriented. I had so much happiness and so much joy and so much excitement within me. But I was literally walking from room to room it's a 2-bedroom. I was walking from room to room, in the bathroom, wandering around in the living room, in the kitchen, looking out the windows, in total disorientation. And I laid across my mattress, and my daughter was standing in the doorway. She looking at me, and I said, "There's nothing here." I was trying to understand the feeling that I had. And so I had to lay down and just take it all in. And what dawned on me was that there's no energy in this apartment. No one has lived here for some time. And I have always been in a place where there has been a lot of energy, a lot of spiritual movement, a lot going on. But in this place, there was nothing. But she and I, and our energies, our spirits are pretty much almost identical. And I'm laying here in the middle of nothingness, in the middle of space that I am allowed to create as my own. That is an amazing feeling, and something that I have wanted and needed all of my life. And I don't have any more words to describe this, except that I am a new woman in a new place. And it feels good. It feels great. I wake up every morning, the beautiful palm tree outside my window, and early morning, while it's still dark, there is a bright star that I can look out my window and see every morning. The birds are chirping right here at my window. It's clean, it's fresh, it's light. Where I was living before, it was dark. Literally, I mean, there were blackout curtains everywhere. My kids like dark. I don't like dark. I like light. I like lots of light. And I have it. And it's mine. And I can feel my own energy in a different way. I can feel my own spiritual self breathing. It's like my soul is breathing. I can feel me, y'all. I am at the highest version of myself. Is everything perfect? Yes. Now, ain't no furniture. We don't have no furniture. We got 2 blow-up beds and 2. My daughter has one. I have one. We both have matching little side tables from Family Dollar, like I said. And that's it. We don't have a refrigerator yet. We don't have no couch. We don't have nothing. But it's ours. And it's perfect because there's nothing missing and nothing broken. A home is still a home, whether it has furniture or not, because it's my home. Y'all understand what I'm saying? The furniture, the refrigerator, having a car, all these things don't make your life perfect. What makes our lives perfect is us having the mindset of abundance, having the mindset of prosperity, having the mindset of joy and peace and confidence and assurance that everything that I need is making its way to me. And I don't have to pull it. I don't have to push for it. I just need to be me. And that's this message for you. The life that you want is there. But you have to be willing to make the changes necessary. You have to be willing to let go of the things that are holding you down. Let go and come out of places that no longer serve you. And that takes courage, y'all. It takes courage. It takes devotion to self. If you want more, you have to become more. And you cannot become more if you are bound by things that are outdated and that no longer have a purpose in where you are. God gave you life to live and experience. It's your choice how you live it and how you experience it. You have two choices. You could either live in the light or you could live in the dark. It's your choice. And the only person that can create either is you. We create our darkness and we also create our light. Why? Because we are our darkness or we are our light. It's all about you. And I'm telling you, as a woman who's done it, I came out of darkness. I did. I brought myself out because I determined that I wanted more. And it took a whole lot of hell and a whole lot of high water. But I went through the hell and I made it to the top of the high water. And I'm here now saying to you that if I did it without a dime in my pocket, with hope and expectation and a belief in myself, I believed. Even when I didn't like myself, I always knew that there was something greater in me. And I experienced my way here. And I'm happy. And I don't have much material. I don't have no materialism. I don't have nothing here. But I have me, and I'm loving this woman that I am. You can do it, and you can have it. But first, you have, oh, that's good. You have to look at the man in the mirror. Michael Jackson sang it. He told us we got to start with the man in the mirror. And if you are intent on becoming the highest, most authentic version of yourself, and you open yourself up to that intention, I promise you that people and experiences will come into your life that will lead you to that person. But you gotta be willing to go through it. You have to be willing to be broken and recreated. That's the topic. That's the title. See, I ain't had no title when I started. I got the title. You got to be willing to be broken. I'm happy and I'm proud of myself. And my desire for you, I'm not going to cry, my desire for you is that you get to the place where you are happy and proud of you. I will walk this thing out with you through my experiences and my vulnerability. Did I say that right? Vulnerability. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm done. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And listen, you're worth it. You are so worth it. Bye.